What's going on YouTube? South Texas Cannabis here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be answering some of y'all's questions, so let's jump right into it. Alright, so our first question comes from Larry Love 394, and he asks, man, where did you go? And it's pretty simple. I just took a little bit of time off to focus on some other projects that I'm doing. The way Texas works with their government, they only have a legislative session every 2 years. Unfortunately, the last legislative session didn't really amount to much for cannabis law. But that being said, I am ready to jump back into it and get creative about what kind of videos I bring you guys. And the next question is from Guns089 in reference to the CBD ban, smokable hemp ban. He was asking, what about now? Can you smoke it now? And the answer is yes. You could always smoke it. As a consumer, it was never about whether or not you could smoke hemp. It was always about, can the establishment sell you hemp to smoke? And it gets really complicated really quickly, but basically what happened after the smokable hemp ban was the government decided that if you're a Texas grower or producer, you are not allowed to sell your product to smoke shops in the state of Texas to smoke. Now, what's weird about this is the law explicitly states that if you grow your product outside of Texas, you can bring it into the state and sell it to smoke. I've seen a lot of dispensaries that are growing their flower in California, selling it here, and that's how they're getting around that smoke ban. So it's really backwards to me that there's actually laws in place that are prohibiting Texas growers from selling their products in their own market. I don't understand. So yeah, if you've been confused about that, the law is basically about growers and sellers. So as a consumer, you're okay. And that brings us on to our next question from the Saint 28. He asks, can you grow hemp in Texas in 2023? And obviously, yes, you can. There are a lot of hoops you have to jump through, tests that have to be taken, permits that have to be gotten. So it's not looking as easy as it was going to be in 2020 to just kind of grow your own. But due to the complicated nature of the laws right now, it can be expensive, time-consuming, and a hassle to grow small amounts at home. Now, if you value growing the plant and you just want to do that, by all means you can. Just don't expect to make any money and expect to have to do a lot of things that probably you feel like are pointless, but hey, that's just where we're at right now. Hopefully the laws change soon and we can fix some of these things. But for the time being, follow the law, do everything as they request of you, and we'll get this going. And then one more thing to add to growing hemp in 2023 or 2024 now. As long as everything that you're growing is for personal use, there's a lot less hoops you have to jump through, especially if you're not wanting to sell it to anybody. You don't have to get involved with the Texas Department of Health and Safety or any of that stuff. You're only dealing with the Department of Agriculture. So that does make it a little bit easier. But one thing that I like to tell people is when they're showing interest in signing up to become a hemp grower is your name is getting put on a list. Every police officer from your local municipality up to the DEA can see that you are now growing hemp. So if you're going to be anywhere around hemp, I suggest keeping the rest of your life squeaky clean. Next question is from Justin White 2459, and he says, I want to get my cultivator's license so bad. So I'm currently in the process of remaking one of my first videos where I walk through how to apply for your license, apply for your lot crop permits, and all of that. It's a little bit of an older video. All of the information is still relevant. The Texas Department of Agriculture hasn't really changed much when it comes to signing up, but I personally have a better understanding of it now, and I feel like I could probably walk people through it a little bit easier and more clearly. So be on the lookout for that. I have a little plan in place for the next few videos to come out, so that's on the list. All right, and next question is from Theus Jahudi. He says, is Delta 8 still legal in Texas? And I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with the cannabinoid Delta 8, Delta 10, all of those different versions of THC, and how there was a big argument going back and forth about the legality of it, this and that. Well, basically what happened is similar to the smokable hemp ban, there was a lawsuit filed against the federal government. But unlike the smokable hemp ban, the lawsuit that was filed here was in a federal court in California, and they did determine that Delta 8 does fall under the classification of hemp. So federally, Delta 8 is a hemp product, and it is legal in Texas. And next up, we have a question from Coolboy1210, and he's asking, can I grow hemp in my apartment? Of course you can. When you go to sign up for your hemp license, first thing you do is give them all your information personally so that you can yourself become a licensed grower. The next thing you do is you're going to tell them where your first plot is going to be, your crop. And it can be any size. It can be a foot by foot corner of your room. It can be your whole backyard, but it has to be specific and accurate, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, your name is on this list for all the police, and it's stated in the language that they can give you a surprise visit and just come check your crop and make sure you're following the law. So these are things to consider when you're wanting to do a small operation. Like I said earlier, you just kind of have to weigh the value of every facet of this and determine for yourself if it's worth it versus the time and the money it's going to take. I personally love growing any kind of plant. I have all kinds, and growing cannabis is actually really rewarding because it's such a fast growing plant, and it's such a beautiful plant to watch grow. So even just having one like in your house is really cool and fun to watch. But it can be a pain right now to go through the legal processes. So it's really up to you. If you have the space for it, if you have the time for it, do it. It's fun. It's really fun. And our last question for today is from Smoke Homegrown 47. And he asks, can you order cannabis seeds in Texas? Yes, of course you can. Hemp seeds, to be more specific. But if you go onto the Texas Agriculture website, they do have a link to a PDF listing every single approved seed and how and what producer they're from, that kind of thing. So if you have seeds that fall under that, you don't have to do anything. But if you, let's say there's a grower in California that you really like and you don't see that strain on the list, you can still submit a request to get that strain put onto the list so that you can grow it. Again, this is going to take paperwork and time, but it is an option. So, but that list is very long, and I guarantee you can find some good strains on that list to grow at home for yourself. So that is the last question that I have for the day. I appreciate every single one of you guys, like I say at the end of every one of my videos. And at the moment, I have a little roadmap planned out for the next few months to get a few more videos going, get the channel back rolling. And to everybody who asked where I've been, you know, I appreciate you looking out for me, and here's to 2024. So let's do it. Cheers, guys. See you next time. 'Cause I'm feeling great. I can't feel my face. Just another day. I gotta get this pay. I can't wait because I'm feeling great.